All right, rookie minicamp coming up. And before that, the Lions just made 3 moves ahead of rookie minicamp to kind of get ready for that roster wise. We're going to look at that. And then we're also going to look at the 53-man projected roster. Never too early to look at that. And one thing, when I looked at it, I got really excited. It looks really good. It's hard to believe just a couple of years ago, this roster was stripped down and now it doesn't look bad at all. So we're going to look at the 53-man projected roster. A lot of questions on this. If you like this, link is in the description. I think you get 15% off. A lot of different Canvas stuff, but I like the Lion, of course. Okay, here's the moves that were made. The Detroit Lions cut 3 players, and this is interesting because there's plenty of room on the roster, but we still went ahead and cut these guys. So Barry Hill, if you remember from him, he was a wide receiver, and he was one of the 4 that were caught up in the gambling scheme or gambling, and so he's gone. Mac McCain was a defensive back that was taken off the Philadelphia Eagles practice squad. He's been released, probably because we did so many things in the offseason with corner. It's like, get him out of here. And then Demetrius Taylor. Now, this is an interesting one because Demetrius Taylor made the initial 53-man roster last summer. So don't know the full extent of what's going on there. The Barry Hill and McCain makes sense. Demetrius Taylor, I just did a video on this on our defensive tackle depth, is not really there. So why not keep him? I don't know. Because if you look at it down here, currently have 72 players on the 90-man roster. So you've got rookie minicamp, which from there is you're expected to sign 12 to 15 guys to go into the offseason workout with the 90-man roster. And then from there, you cut down to 53. So I don't understand the Demetrius Taylor one. If you know anything about this, leave it in the comments. Again, Craig and I learn a lot from your comments. We may not respond to them all, but we really enjoy and learn a lot from you guys. Sometimes you guys know things that we haven't come across yet. So now, with that being said, let's just look at it nuts and bolts, just because we haven't, right? The initial 53-man roster, just kind of what it would look like. I know there's going to be some surprises. We know that some things are going to happen, injuries, different things like that, but let's just take a look at it. Now, again, it's our guys from Pride of Detroit. Shout out to these guys. If you have never checked out their work, they're great. And we'd like to look at them, and they know the Lions very well and kind of provide our insight as well. So at quarterback, of course, Jared Goff, and then they have Nate Sudfeld over Adrian Martinez. I keep an eye on this one. For me, and you let me know in the comments too if there's one that jumps out that you don't agree with. I don't necessarily agree with this one, just because Adrian Martinez might be Nate Sudfeld, just a little bit more athletic. Now I get it. Nate Sudfeld's been in the league, can just provide a little more stabilization until Hendon Hooker gets healthy. But that one's not just a slam dunk for me at quarterback. At running back, David Montgomery is our lead back with Jahmyr Gibbs, Craig Reynolds, and Ibrahim. Again, if you're not familiar with Ibrahim, he's an undrafted free agent that we got from Minnesota. Had some injuries, had some different things go on, COVID, whatever. He's a great running back. I mean, he is a really good running back. Remember watching him at Minnesota. So those are 4 running backs. Running backs, feel really good about that. Jefferson's going to try to make it, Greg Bell, but I feel really good about those 4 running backs for sure. We'll go to wide receiver. St. Brown, Reynolds, and Jones. For me, those are the 2 guys that really got to play well early in the season until we get some explosiveness back with Jameson Williams. But Khalif Raymond, and again, our boy Tom Kennedy, poor guy. But Khalif Raymond's in. Green is in. Green was a 7th-round pick. Again, another guy that was taken in the 7th round, but very fast, big. I like him a lot. But Trinity Benson, Tom Kennedy, and Maurice Alexander, those are guys that just aren't going to make it. But Tom Kennedy will always find his way onto the 53-man roster. Just finds a way. Love the guy. Because Jameson Williams, right, will come back. So we'll see what happens here when Jameson Williams comes back in week 7. All right, tight ends, fullback. Brock Wright, Laporta, James Mitchell, and then Kabinda. Love it. Zylstra's out. No problems there. I love that one. Laporta, man, you better be good. Dang it. You better be good. Tight ends. What is with us and tight ends? Come on, dude. Be good. That's all. That's all I have for that. Okay. Offensive line, no surprises here. Decker, our main 5. And then Graham Glasgow, who can go in the middle and do a lot of different things. And then Nelson's going to be the swing tackle. No problems there. As we keep going down, interior defensive line. So this is basically our defensive tackles. You could see here, I said Demetrius Taylor, he's already been cut. So Benito Jones, not keeping him. So there's our three guys right there. Chris Smith just did a video on him. I really like him, but those are three defensive tackles. Not a ton of depth there, but okay. And then we'll go down to our edge, and this is where we've got, boy, a ton of depth. And when I talk about the interior defensive line, we use Kaminsky. So that's kind of the way it's listed here is a little different, but it works. Okwara, Julian Okwara, Romeo Okwara, Charles Harris, like those are kind of true edges. Pascal Kaminsky can slide inside and do some things. James Houston and Hutchinson, of course, like our edges. All of a sudden, man, we had nobody at edge back in the Patricia days. Oh my goodness. Trey Flowers, he was like a linebacker. Whew. All right, linebacker, Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell. Wow. That's much improved from a couple years ago. And then we have Malcolm Rodriguez, Derek Barnes, Jalen Reeves-Maven's going to be in there. And then Anthony Pittman, they have making it. Cool. Again, linebacker, much improved. I like it. Let's go down to corner. Wow, talk about much improved. So now we have Sutton, Mosley, Jerry Jacobs, and Will Harris. Used to be Okuda and Owarie were our starting corners last year. And then Jerry Jacobs came back. And remember when Jerry Jacobs came back, the defense, and we changed up what we were doing a little bit, but the defense really improved. Love that. Okay, next one. Nickel, dime, CJ Gardner, Brian Branch. Man, that's nice. I could stay on that for a long time. Look at those two guys. Those two guys were not on our team last year. All right. So you get like, we're better. Chase Lucas, by the way, good player. All right, safety, Tracy Walker, Kirby Joseph. Look at that. There goes Iffy. Melon Fanu, I loved. I loved when we drafted him. I thought he was big, physical. I'm like, this guy, I think he was a 3rd-round pick. They have him getting cut. And, there's going to be some of those surprises for sure. And then lastly, special teams. Yep, no problems here. Jack Fox, Badgley settled our kicking game down. I have no problems with him. And then McQuaid is the long snapper over Scott Daly. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this one. Interesting to see just some initial things starting to come out of our team and our 53-man roster, what we can expect. Rookie minicamp starts up Friday, so that'll be fun to just start to see some of these guys on the field. And there's always one or two that really stand out, didn't expect. And you combine that with an injury or two, and the next thing you know, they're kind of hanging around and they're a guy that you want on your team come fall. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you want to help support the channel, become a member. It's a great way. It's a cheap way. And you also get some things like $2.99 a month. And we got different levels, but consider being a member. It really helps us out. And we'll see all of you on the next one.